What is up, guys? I don't know why I said it like that. That was very weird. What is up, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon here with your NFL Week 10 predictions right here on the Big Fight Field channel. I did not do Week 9 predictions. I was just trying to focus on the big weekend we had with full gear and everything going on there. But so I took a break this week from the NFL predictions. Back on it. Week 9 was a decent week for the NFL. My Miami Dolphins defeated the Arizona Cardinals, which we will get into when we get to this week's game with the Miami Dolphins. I cannot wait to talk about that. They are freaking on fire right now, man. They are absolutely on fire. But so we're going to get to all the games here for Week 10 today on the Big Fight Field channel. We're getting into mid-November. It's crunch time. We got 3 more weeks of November. When you know that we're in the double-digit week, that things are going to start to heat up with the playoff race and division leaders. So I'm excited. I am really excited for these final 8 weeks of the season. We got some pretty good games this week that I'm looking forward to and that we're going to talk about here on the channel today. But before we get into the games, if you have not already, I greatly appreciate it if you check out my AEW full gear review from Saturday night. And make sure you check out the Raw review from last night. I would greatly appreciate that as well. And let's get started. Let's get started with the NFL Week 10 predictions. Starting off with the Thursday night football game with the Colts and the Tennessee Titans. Now, the Colts lost a key game to the Baltimore Ravens this week. They lost 24-10, and their offense didn't look very good. They scored on their first drive, and that was the only touchdown they scored the entire game. They scored a field goal in the game as well, but that's the only points they had. They had 10 points against the Baltimore Ravens. So this is a big game for the Colts more than it is the Titans. If the Colts are trying to stay in the division race with Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans, they're going to have to go on the road. And they're going to have to win this game against Tennessee, which is going to be very hard, in my opinion. I don't see it happening, but I'm very curious about this game. I'm curious to see how that Colts offense is going to fare against the Titans defense. And I'm excited to watch, of course, Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry, as I have both of them in my fantasy lineup again this week. So I'm going with the Titans for a home division win on Thursday Night Football. 31-23 over the Colts, and I think it's going to be a good game. I'm excited for this one. Next, this was the biggest topic coming out of Week 9. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are going on the road to face the Carolina Panthers. They are coming off their worst loss by far this season. The most one-sided game in 2020. And what the analysts are calling Tom Brady's worst loss of his career. That was a pretty dreadful performance on Sunday night against the Saints. You had all the analysts taking the Bucs over the Saints, and they got absolutely demolished on Sunday night. And the Saints have all of their guys back. They have Kamara. Jared Cook's a solid tight end. They have Thomas back. They have Sanders, who's back from the COVID list. Traquan Smith is pretty good. This Saints team, which I'll talk about later, this Saints team, you do not want to play in January. I'm telling you right now, you do not want to play the Saints in January. I know. They have folded the last 2 years. I know they have folded in the postseason the last 2 years. But I don't know, man. that performance on Sunday night, that says a lot about the Bucs. I don't trust them in big-time games like that one. But this week, they're playing the 3-6 Panthers, who almost defeated Kansas City. They almost defeated Kansas City. And I wanted to pick the Panthers to win this game, just based off that performance by Sunday night. But I just can't do it. I can't see myself taking Teddy Bridgewater over Tom Brady. I can't get myself to do it. So I'm taking the Bucs in a close game, 21-19. I think it's gonna be very close, very competitive game, a very defensive game, and I think the Panthers are gonna make it a competitive game like they did with Kansas City. Next, we got the Houston Texans versus the Cleveland Browns. Now, Baker Mayfield was reportedly on the COVID-19 list. I don't know if he's going to be back this week or not. My guess is that he's fine, and he will be back this week to play the Houston Texans. But the Texans, they're coming off a win in Jacksonville. Nothing really big. I really don't got much to say about this game. I think the Browns are going to win. It's going to be close, but I'm going with the Browns victory here, 31-27 against the Texans. Then we got the Washington football team against the Detroit Lions. I'm just going to move fast with these next three games, not games that I'm really looking forward to or care about. So, Lions football team, I don't think any of these teams are going to be in the playoff hunt this season. I know the NFC East is just god-awful, but I can't see Washington making a comeback. Alex Smith is their quarterback, which is cool, but I don't see them beating the Lions here. I am going with the Detroit Lions to beat Washington 20-15 at home. And then we got the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Green Bay Packers. Again, nothing much I could say about this game. Jacksonville is 1-7 right now. They're just fighting for pride in this season. They're going for the number one draft pick in the draft. I don't see their defense competing with Aaron Rodgers and that offense. I mean, he doesn't have much weapons, but at the end of the day, it's Aaron Rodgers. I don't see Jacksonville keeping this game close, is what I'm trying to say. So, I'm going with the Packers victory. I'm going with a big victory for the Packers, 35-13 over Jacksonville at home. And then to end the 1 o'clock slate, we got the Philadelphia Eagles off their bye week against the New York Giants, who won against Washington this week. I hate both teams. The Eagles have this division wrapped up. The Cowboys are 2-7. The Giants, I think, are 2. The Giants are 2-7. Washington is 2-6. Washington's 2-6, I think. So they got this division wrapped up, the Eagles, in my opinion. They win this game, it's over. I think you might as well just crown the Eagles as the NFC East champions this year. But that doesn't say much because, hell, the Eagles aren't even that good of a team. So whoever plays the Eagles in the playoffs, it's literally going to be like winning the lottery. So I'm going with the Eagles here against the Giants, 28-16 on the road. Then we get to the 4 o'clock games. We got some good 4 o'clock games this week. We're going to start off with the Denver Broncos going to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. The Broncos lost to the Falcons this week on the road. The Raiders barely beat the Chargers. They barely beat the Chargers. The Chargers had originally caught a touchdown to end the game, but they reviewed it, and it was an incomplete pass. So the Raiders, they barely beat the Chargers this week. So I think this game against Denver, I think it's going to be close, a competitive football game. I don't think the Raiders lose this one at all. But so I'm going with the Vegas Raiders to beat Denver 20-14 again at home. So that's a team I'm gonna have to be looking out for in these coming weeks, because we're gonna be competing with that last spot in the playoffs with teams like the Baltimore Ravens, the Browns, the Colts, the Vegas Raiders. So let's move on to the Buffalo Bills versus the Arizona Cardinals. A lot of people are calling this the game of the week. I can't really blame them. I really cannot blame them for saying this is the game of the week. Two very good teams, even though Miami just beat Arizona this week. Two very good teams. Buffalo put up 44 on the Seattle defense, which does not shock me at all, knowing how bad that Seahawks defense is. So Buffalo, they got a whole lot of momentum now. As much as I hate to say it, they got a whole lot of momentum at 7-2, and the Cardinals are 5-3. If the Cardinals had beaten my Miami Dolphins this week, I would have been picking them to beat Buffalo. But the way Buffalo played against Seattle and the way Arizona played against Dolphins and their loss, I'm going to be picking the Bills here. I don't see them losing this one. I think it's going to be a great game, but I'm going with the Bills 31-24 over the Arizona Cardinals. And then we got my Miami Dolphins. My Miami Dolphins, who are 5-3, and they're facing the Chargers this week at 2-6. Dolphins kicked the shit out of the Rams realistically. They put up 28.5 against the Rams, and they went on the road. Tua, the rookie quarterback, went on the road, and he defeated a very good team in the Arizona Cardinals. This team is set up for success. Brian Flores has set up the Miami Dolphins for success, and this is such a great time to be a fan of the Miami Dolphins, and this is our season. This is our season right here. Nobody, absolutely nobody, expected the Miami Dolphins to be this good this year. I will admit, I did not expect the Dolphins to be this good. I thought Tua was going to sit out for the season. He was going to watch Fitzpatrick, and he was going to start next season. But Tua has came in, and he has won games just like Ryan Fitzpatrick. So far, Tua has done a phenomenal job for the Miami Dolphins. And realistically, now with the win for the Miami Dolphins at Arizona, we are set up beautifully for the next 4 weeks as the Dolphins play the Chargers, the Broncos, the Jets, and the Cincinnati Bengals. The only game I'm concerned about is this one with the Cincinnati Bengals, because Joe Burrow, he's very good, and Cincinnati's got a good offense. That's the only game I'm worried about. But we should win these 4 games. There's no excuse as to why the Dolphins are going to lose these next 4 games. So I'm taking the Dolphins here against the Chargers. I think it's going to be a good game, and I'm going with Dolphins 30-22 over the 30-22 over the Los Angeles Chargers and Justin Herbert. Then we got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers, they're coming off a 24-19 win over my Dallas Cowboys, whose season was over after the loss to Washington. They lost to the Eagles. They lost to Pittsburgh. We're just going to ride out for the rest of the season, get a top 5 draft pick, hopefully, and hopefully make some noise next season when we get Dak Prescott back. But Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, if freaking Dallas can make a close competitive game against Pittsburgh, I think Cincinnati is going to do the same thing. This one's in Pittsburgh. Cincinnati's a underrated team. That is another team that is being set up beautifully for the future. Not this year because they're 2-5-1 right now, but next year, look out for the Cincinnati Bengals, man. Look out for that team next year. That's going to be a team to watch out for. So this week, I think it's going to be a very close game against Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh will edge it out, and they will win this game at home, 26-23 over the Cincinnati Bengals. Then we got the San Francisco 49ers going to New Orleans against the Saints. I don't think I got much to say about this one. The 49ers lost Jimmy G. They lost Kittle. It hurt them. That hurt their entire season. They got blown out by Green Bay on Thursday night. And I see another blowout loss here for the San Francisco 49ers. I do not see them hanging around with this Saints team at all. Yeah, they'll put up a touchdown, but I don't think that their defense is going to be able to hold the Saints offense to what they want them to. So I'm going with the Saints here, 27-10 over San Francisco. And then we got the Seattle Seahawks against the Los Angeles Rams. And this, in my opinion, is going to be the game of the week. It's a big game. Big game for Seattle to get them back on track. It's going to be another tough test on the road. And then the Rams, they are coming off a bye. They are coming off a bad loss to my Miami Dolphins. So the Rams, they're going to need to win this game if they want to stick around in the NFC West and be the division champions. They're going to need to win this game. This is my upset of the week. This is going to be my upset of the week. And some of you might not even consider it an upset because of how bad the Seattle Seahawks defense is. That's the only reason. That is the only reason why I'm taking the Rams to defeat Seattle this week. Because that Seattle defense is atrocious. They're absolutely atrocious on every sense of the word. Maybe better than the Dallas Cowboys defense, but this defense is not good. And if the Seahawks defense plays like they did last week, they're not going to go far in the playoffs at all. They are not. And technically, in my opinion, many people thought Seattle was the team to beat. That defense is atrocious. Tampa Bay, they completely embarrassed themselves on Sunday night. So technically right now in the NFC, I think the Green Bay Packers is the team to beat. At the end of the day, going into the postseason, they are the team to beat in the NFC, the Green Bay Packers. But I'm going with the Rams. I'm going with the Rams to defeat Seattle. High-scoring shootout. Rams win on a game-winning field goal. The final score of 37-35 over Seattle. Sunday night this week, we got Baltimore and New England. New England barely beat the New York Jets on Monday Night Football last night. Baltimore, they're coming off a defensive win against the Colts. I really don't got much to say about this one. I think the Patriots will keep it close like they've had with the past couple games besides San Francisco, but I do not see them beating the Ravens whatsoever. They're 3-5. I don't see them making much noise for the rest of the season. They're just going to have to ride this one out, fight for pride, and I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens 24-17 on Sunday Night Football. And then to wrap it up here on Monday Night Football, we got Minnesota versus a struggling Chicago Bears team who desperately needs a win this week. And I do think they get the win at home against Minnesota. It's not going to be a blowout. It's not going to be easy. Dalvin Cook possibly one of the best running backs in the NFL. But I am going with the Chicago Bears to get their first victory in 3 games with a final score of 24-20 over the Minnesota Vikings. And folks, that wraps up the NFL Week 10 predictions here on the channel. I want to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. If you have not already, subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel. We are at 237. Let's try to bump it up to about 250. So if you guys could give me a 250 subscribers, I would very much appreciate that. Comment down below. I want to know what your predictions are for this week in the NFL for Week 10. I want to know who you're picking for the games this week. Hit that like button if you like what I had to say in this video. Turn on the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of the videos here on the Big Fight Field channel. And follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. And I will see you guys tomorrow night for your AEW Dynamite review right here on the Big Fight Field channel. I will be here with a special guest. I will be here with Nathan Hansen, who was here for the All Out post-show, the Dynamite after All Out. He went to the All Out pay-per-view. He went to the Full Gear pay-per-view as well. We will talk about the Dynamite show and his experience at Full Gear. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. That should be very fun. And have a good day and stay safe.